Alrighty then, here we are. Successful Indie Author 5-Minute Focus, episode 344. Stanley's in bed with mom, so he's not here. Productivity. When jamming, the word slows. What do you do to get yourself back on track? For me, I'll sit there and I'll look at the blank screen and try to power through, but working harder, not smarter, isn't necessarily the right way to go. So I'll try to think through what does the next scene look like, what does the next transition look like, and add a sentence. So then I start plotting to fill in those gaps. So when I am in the right frame of mind to write, I can do that and knock out those paragraphs and those pages and get the words much, much faster than just staring at the blank page, trying to power through what happens next. It's so much easier to break through that barrier when I just think about what's right next instead of all of the words that have to go into making that scene. Instead of, hey, here's, they talk about this issue in this way. Becky says this, and the resolution is here. The open loop is this, and then move on to the next transition and the next scene. And then when I get back to it, when I'm in the right frame of mind, which isn't too far away, but when I am, then I can go back. That's what it is. So abbreviate the next scene, transitions, dialogue, quips, all of those little things where you get to think and have the fun of creating the story without the burden of writing all the words right then when you may not necessarily be ready to. So digestible bites. So those little bites, as opposed to trying to eat the whole elephant at one time, which everybody's heard that expression. Those little bites, one bite at a time, it takes that huge weight off your shoulders of, oh my God, I've got to get this book done. I have, 30,000 words to do, and I need to get it done in 10 days. That's 3,000 words a day. Okay, I only got 2,000 words today. And all of a sudden it just builds and builds until you've got a lot of words and no time to write them. Set yourself up for success, not failure, by making sure that the story is complete, the story is sound, because then filling in the words later, it's easier as opposed to trying to build the story as you go, which is what pantsers are good at. It's what we do. However, the terror of an impending deadline has a tendency to put a crimp in your style, and we don't want crimped style. So think about it like driving. You see you're better off driving if you're looking farther down the road than looking at each of the little hash marks in the middle of the road and trying to drive by each one. It's a lot harder to drive that way. You're all over the place because it's just staring right there. You don't see anything that's out in front of you. Keep your eyes down the road, but those little markers, that's your story. So sometimes you do need to slow down, take a look back and say, okay, this needs to happen, then this, and that'll wrap the scene, and then move on, and then you can always go back, and it makes it so much easier. So in the end, you're still going to write all the words. Writing all the words is hard. Nobody ever said writing a book was easy, and if somebody did, maybe that one book was easy because everything flowed, but not the second book or the 100th book. They get hard, and if it was easy, everybody would do it, but you should accept that challenge that it is hard, but you're an author. And that's what authors do and we do it because it's hard, not easy, and not everybody can. So being creative and bringing it to fruition, the full story with all the words, with all the transitions, with the great scene setup, with the great conflict, with the great resolution, the open loop moving through the next transition to the next scene, all of that good stuff. And as authors do that. It's not easy, but when you get it done, boy, it's a great feeling. All right, productivity when jamming is slow. And I'm really tired today. I'm going to bed as soon as I'm done here. So peace, fellow humans.